So when you go down there, just ask Steven where he wants it, okay? Hey, my name's Tom. I'm with Dusty Builder. Welcome back. In this video, I'm going to show you how to pour a basic sidewalk. This is the perfect project for a do-it-yourselfer.
Yeah, you're doing it.
This project was right around 120 square feet, 4 inches thick. So we had to order 1.5 yards of concrete. My hope for this video is to encourage you to go ahead and order a concrete truck. Don't be afraid. Even if you have a yard to pour, you're not going to get professional looking results by mixing Quikrete bags yourself, or God forbid dry pour. You might even be lucky and live in an area that is serviced by these baby cement trucks, and this is perfect for homeowners. And there's no better first project than to jumpstart your concrete mastery than a little beginner sidewalk project. But first, we got a little prep work to do. I like your solution for the air conditioner, though, for sure.
Yeah.
I've done it where I use scaffolding.
Okay.
But that wouldn't work here because I'm helping a friend with a small side project. So, yeah. He's been in the area and he keeps scoring these small side jobs. So today we're going to form up the area, and then the next day we're going to come back and pour it. And I think his solution for pouring concrete under the air conditioner was a great idea. Here we're using a string line just to ensure that the forms are going to be straight. We're going to be 4 feet away from the house. Also, from the house to the form, we're going to drop it 1 inch. We're just following the pitch of the existing concrete. A 1/2 inch would be acceptable. 1 inch is great too. For sure we have water drainage away from the house, and also it's going to drain towards the lake. Now that our forms are in place, we know how much to dig down to get rid of the existing grass and topsoil, because we're going to bring in fresh gravel for a good base. And speaking of base, here's the base we're going to use. We've got a yard of 21 AA, and we're in Michigan. We're subject to freeze-thaw cycles, and this will be a great base for the concrete to hopefully prevent cracking. And then once our gravel's in place, we're going to go through and just hit it with a hand tamper and some water. This is a small job. This is perfectly acceptable to tamp it with your hands. And before I get too ahead of myself, if you don't like the rectangle look and you want some curves in your form, LP Smart Side is a great product to use. You can also get away with using 1x4, but for the cost, that LP Smart Siding is fantastic. And up against the house, we're going to use expansion paper. We're going to tack that in place, and notice we are using rebar. We're using the fiberglass rebar, and that also will help prevent cracking. The next day we came back and poured concrete, and I brought my son along with me to help. I try to include my kids as often as I can in these projects. Hopefully it'll help connect some dots when they try to figure out what they want to do for a career. Here you can see I'm using a concrete rake to push the cement up against the house. We're going to build it up next to the house and then work our way out. Small job like this is nice to have 3 people. 2 people can wheel concrete while 1 person manages the concrete. And the cement truck driver, he was filling me up full, but my son, he was filling up his wheelbarrow halfway, and he could handle that okay. That was totally manageable. Okay. As we're placing the concrete, we're going to screed it and make sure it's flat. So this is a little stand-up screed that I made. This is a little homemade screed. Also, you could use a board, like you see we're using here. Although this is a small job, we have a lot of obstacles in the way. If we're not fighting the air conditioner and then we're bumping our heads in the stairs, ideally you don't have anything in your way and you just screed a nice flat surface. Once we have the concrete down and it's flat, we're going to go ahead and hit everything with this bowl float, and that's going to knock down the aggregate, and it's going to get rid of any major imperfections. It's going to give you a nice, fairly smooth surface. Here's a look at the little patch job we did for the driveway. Coming out pretty good. And after the concrete's down and it's bowl floated, this is kind of a break in the action. We take time to gather ourselves, clean up the tools, and get ready for finishing. Okay, a few tools you'll need. For sure you're going to need an edger to put a nice edge on the concrete. Like you see here, a nice rounded edge. You're going to need a magnesium float. You could also get away with a wood float. That helps bring the cream to the surface. A nice finish trowel, that's what we'll use towards the end. It's a nice smooth surface on the cement and fills in any small holes. And if you want to put a control joint in the concrete, you can pick up one of these. I like to just cut it the next day. It's just one less thing that can go wrong. And if you're going to do a broom finish, This is a broom specifically for concrete. So you don't push it too much here. You don't push it too much there. You don't push it too much there. You put it in here and you just push. Once you go down there. After about an hour, the concrete was just starting to set up where we could put the first edge on it. You don't want to do it too soon because it's too sloppy. You're just going to make a mess. You're just letting the tool do the work. Atta boy. Yeah, you're doing it. Yes, even better. You're lifting up a little bit on that front edge. See how much that easier that is?
Yeah.
This is tricky here because a lot of times people will pull it back and it makes it dip. Make sure you get in there good and then just gently, there you go. Cool, no, that's fine, that's all right. So as you can see there, the concrete was a little wet. We waited another 45 minutes to put the final pass on it, and the concrete's perfect here. It's just, it's loose enough where we can put a nice finish on it, but it's also not too hard, it's not too sloppy, it's just right.
Or whatever you think would look good.
So the timing really depends on the weather. If this was in the sunshine and if it was windy, it would probably be ready to finish in about an hour, but we had kind of a cool day, we were in the shade, so you know, I could talk all day long about when it's right to finish, but you don't really know until you go out and try it. So I would recommend just starting small, preferably on a cool, cloudy day, and then just go from there. We're just trying to fill in here any little imperfections and bring the cream to the top for the broom finish. The final step is we're gonna lick everything with the finish trowel. That's gonna get rid of any other little imperfections and any pinholes. Really, the slab's gonna look perfect, and then we're gonna hit it with the broom finish. A lot of people will not use the finish trowel. Really, I think it's a point of contention and really taste. The way I grew up learning concrete was you hit everything with that finish trowel, whether you're gonna broom it or like for a porch cap if you're just gonna leave it smooth.
The feel for it.
So now our cement's looking perfect, and we're gonna go through and hit everything with a broom. You'll notice at the end of the broom there, some concrete is building up. So in between passes, we're gonna rinse it off, shake the water off, and then we're gonna continue on. I think it came out looking really nice. So the big question is, how much does this all cost? The cement truck cost us about $700, and they hit us with an extra delivery fee for Saturday, which is typical. When you compare that with the cost of Quikrete bags, it would have been in the neighborhood of 60 bags, and it would have been about $300. So there is some savings there, but when I envision mixing 60 bags of concrete, even with a mixer, that's a whole lot of work. My personal opinion is Quikrete is great, but typically for just small jobs, like maybe 5 bags or less, whenever I do a job, I want someone to think that maybe a professional did it, and it's very rare for someone to walk up to a whole sidewalk that's done with Quikrete or, God forbid, dry pour, and to have someone say, hey, did a pro do that? If you're still watching, I appreciate it. Make sure you check out my channel so you can see some more cool projects. Have a good one.